Hello everybody, this is me, Nusty Circuit here, and I'm doing another impromptu video because this is the last day that Midgard and Valhalla, as I understand it, are going to be on Minecraft version 1.20.4. So as in tomorrow is finally going to be the day where it will be updated to 1.21. I believe we're going to 1.21.1 for right now, because I believe a few days ago it was originally planned to be update 1.20.3, but due to, I believe it was that Optifine wasn't quite ready for 1.20.3, and a lot of stuff on Midgard depends on the server pack and stuff, and so I believe that the decision was made to go to 1.20.1 until that issue is rectified, and then we'll move to later versions once that's fixed. But I'm I guess if any of you followed my past videos, you probably already know just how excited I am for this update. But it's also going to mean a lot of new farm submissions, or at least any farm I want to add auto crafting to, and possibly other farm submissions if I discover any of my farms are broken in the new version. I'm hoping not very many of my farms, if any farms, are broken, but will be broken. But I'm the only way I can find that out is test every single one of my farm in the update tomorrow and see if any of them don't work as they're intended. And actually thinking about maybe recording a video of me actually testing all my farms. I don't know I don't know how that's gonna turn into content, but I just figured I might make for some interesting content, kind of me going around. Since I haven't done a world tour in a while, maybe it might also double as a world tour video. So I'm actually quite looking forward to that. But as far as how I'm going to use auto crafting, I still kind of have some stuff to figure out. I know for sure I'm gonna use it in my gold farm and in my melon and pumpkin farm. But as far as all my other farms, I have yet to decide if I'm gonna use auto crafting and how I'm going to use it, because it's as far as I understand it, it's adding auto crafting to a lot of my farms, like, or at least to the storage system in a lot of my farms. For a lot of them, is actually going to be a bit involved, as it will involve it might involve me to redesign the storage system, or at least to move the storage system into a location that will allow me to add auto crafting into it. But and so I'm gonna sort of have to, because every single farm, the way I see it, every single farm that I'm going to be adding auto crafting to, it's gonna be a farm team submission. I'm basically I'm upgrading a farm, and the farm team has to know, they have to vet it, they have to test it, and all that stuff. So, I mean, it's not that I don't want to add auto crafting to all my farms. It's just a thing where, because it's going to involve it's because it's going to require farm team approval for pretty much all of my farms to get that upgrade. I have to decide, well, for what farms is it going to be more worth it, and I think I should prioritize some farms over other farms. Because I believe like, and also, like, I might be considering, would it be more worth it just to have just a generalized auto crafting machine, like maybe somewhere around my storage room, where, like, if I want to auto craft, say, 5 shulkers of stone bricks, I can just take the stone out of my storage room and then put it in my auto crafting machine, as opposed to, say, like, having a dedicated auto crafting machine at one of my farms. Well, for this example, I would have to probably be at my auto smelter, because, well, that's where is how I get stone. Is I get cobblestone from my concrete maker, or from the cobblestone mode that my concrete maker has, then put it in my auto smelter, and then I would get stone. But, like, say, for something like glowstone, I'd have to decide, well, would it be worth having glowstone auto crafting at my witch farm versus just having a general, like, auto crafting machine, like near to my storage room, that, like, if I want to auto craft anything I want, I can just put it in there, as opposed to having to add it to every single farm I have. But I guess it's just something for me to kind of think about. But, though, I unfortunately have a little bit of bad news regarding my N-base project. So it turns out that, due to my PC fiasco, I ended up losing about a month's worth of progress. So what happened was, I made a backup at around September of 2024. I made a backup of pretty much all of my Minecraft instances. So basically my entire Prism Launcher folder, I backed up to I believe one of my other drives in my computer, because I thought the reason why my computer was dying was that my SSD was dying, my boot SSD. So, under that impression, I thought, oh, I have to back up all my data so I don't lose it. But then after I did that backup, I made another month's worth of progress on my N-base mockup. But then as my computer problems got worse, I guess I neglected to make a further backup of my world, so like a more up to date one, and the and then my computer then my computer stopped working entirely, and then I just wiped my C drive, not thinking I should probably back up more files, and then I should do like another backup. But but then once but then only once by the time I went to actually open the world that I had my N-base mockup, I realized the mistake that I made. And I just found out that like all I had was an older version of the world that didn't have a lot of the progress that I made on that build, unfortunately. So it looks like I got so what I'm gonna have to do is I'm gonna have to rebuild all that progress that I lost. But the good news is I still have the world. Like I didn't lose all of it. So I only have to make up like a month's worth of work as opposed to like 5 months worth of work. So which is at least a good thing. But that just means I'm probably not going to be able to do it this fly day. So I'm shooting for February's town hall day to actually do this build, which kind of sucks because I was really looking forward to getting to building it this month, but I guess I'm just gonna have to remake all that progress that I lost on it, and then the mock-up that is, and then you can make a Lightmatic, and then I might have to reevaluate what resources I'm going to need, because, well, if I use different blocks this time, I might have to gather stuff that I don't have, because all these resources I gathered were for the old mock-up that I lost. So might have to gather some resources, but it's not going to be like 50 shulkers of anything. It's probably going to be maybe a few shulkers here and there, but it's, well, the good thing is I still have screenshots to go on. I still have videos to go on. I still have I still have a world to go on. I still have all this other stuff to go on as far as building that. So I'm remaking that. So it's not like all is lost with the project, but it's just I just have to remake some of it. So looks like I'm not going to be able to build it tomorrow, but if all goes well, I should be able to build it next month. Well, I was about to end the video, but something else, there's something else that happened as a result of the server maintenance that could have been really bad for me, but it turns out one of the Valkyries stepped in and made it right for me in the end. So what happened was, during the pruning, or in other words, the part of the server maintenance where the old all the terrain that isn't in use, that's more just taking up space on the server, was removed to actually make just to make the update easier and kind of make this overall make the server run smoother. It turns out a portion of my base area unfortunately got affected by that. It wasn't an enormous area, but it was a pretty sizable area. And I believe it was this area here. And so what happened was this area. I flew over this area and I saw this entire area had become land, and it was like I think like a savanna biome and either a plains biome and a forest biome. So I think I had a few other new islands, but those were kind of smaller islands, kind of like those islands that you see here. But then I got this giant island here, like almost like a small continent that appeared over here. And that didn't entirely sit right with me because that area was originally ocean when I first found it. And I kind of would prefer it to stay ocean, as that's kind of what the theme of my base is. And well, if I want to expand to that area, I would then have a massive terraforming project on my hands. So I was mentally preparing myself to have to live with that and possibly have to take on a huge terraforming project. But then it turns out that Nin came in clutch and actually they actually removed that for me. And I guess I'll edit in a picture of what it actually looks like. But over here, this is what it now looks like, and Nin didn't do the best job in the world of actually turning it back into an ocean, but I still largely appreciate what they did for me. And maybe in the future I might come back to this area and actually finish their job. Actually make it like... I think I might just make this whole area like... I might just flatten that out further and make it as deep as the ocean surrounding it, and kind of improve, and I might kind of terraform it better. But I still hugely appreciate what Nin has done for me, and it's just it's just a huge contrast from the way some of the admins from the old server would have handled a similar problem. And well, let's just say, just through some past experiences I've had over there, I've been conditioned to just never expect this level of care from an admin. And I just really appreciate that Nin actually was willing to take care of me in this situation. And I was mentally preparing myself to just have to live with another big terraforming job, but I'm actually quite pleased that they actually took care of that for me. And I just can't thank them enough, and if you happen to be watching this video, thank you very much for helping me with that, and you're actually, I think you deserve a kudo for that. I think I'm actually gonna go do that as soon as I'm done recording this. I'm gonna submit a kudo for what you did, and yeah. So I also you may have just seen this as I've kind of been flying by it, and yes, I did make I did make a Christmas tree at my base here, and this is large. Well, I've always wanted to make a Christmas tree at my base because I had one year where my mom just got too lazy to put up our Christmas tree, and well, I ended up not having a Christmas tree up one year, and that kind of made me sad. So uh I thought, well, if it happens again the next year, then I'm gonna put up a tree at my base on Midgard. And well, it turns out this year there was also a Skade quest for building a Christmas tree on Midgard, and so I guess to me that kind of killed two birds with one stone. So I thought, why not build this? And to make it, I just found a I just did a search for custom spruce trees, like and I actually found a couple of saves of actually a bunch of different sizes of spruce trees, and I just picked one of those out, and I just made a Lightmatic, and then I built the Lightmatic here, and then I just decorated it with some colored concrete blocks, and some spare ornament heads from the spawn tree decorating event, and I just kind of made myself like kind of like a sort of a mini version of the tree that's at spawn here at my base. And I wouldn't say it's I wouldn't say it's like the best job, like the best build, but I mean, by my building standards, I would consider it pretty good. As it seems like my strong suit are these giant like builds like this, where it's largely like just build a cylinder like in the ocean, or like build like a giant dome, and then kind of like go from there. And then like I'm not very great like when it comes to like doing more like organic builds, or like you're instead of building like a square or a circle or a cylinder, and kind of working from that, you're actually building terrain, or like mountains, or like more natural or irregular looking builds. And yeah, I would say I did a pretty good job with that tree, though. Probably after about a month, I guess I may have to take that down, because I don't know if I want that to stick around for several months, but But there we go. There's that. I don't really have much else to talk about, but I guess tomorrow I'm gonna be making a video where I go around all my farms and test to see if they still work. So I guess for today that's all I have. So thank you all for watching. This has been me, Dusty Circuit, here with just to bring you another video on Midgard. And if you liked what you saw, remember to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe. And if you want to see my videos, be sure to hit the bell for notifications. Peace out. Bye.